Hello, my name is Araceli. I am a student of Educational Processes, and today we'll be talking about leadership. Throughout this presentation, we're going to learn the meaning of leadership, its principal features, and why it is important in education, and some examples of it. So, let's get started. Leadership is the ability that someone has to influence and guide followers or members of an organization, society, or team. The word leadership is frequently used as a person's title to indicate seniority or a ranking in hierarchy, but the truth is that any person can have this quality without having a specific position. We can find leaders in many aspects of society, such as business, politics, religion, and other kinds of organizations. Leaders are usually people who make difficult decisions. They articulate a clear vision, establish achievable goals, and give the followers the knowledge and tools they need to achieve these goals. But how did people become leaders? Well, this is a question that has been the subject of study for many years. The 19th century was dominated by the great man theory, which stressed that leadership is a unique natural skill and that great leaders are born to the task. Let's talk about some of the leader theories in the 20th century. The trait theory. This theory dates to the mid 20th century and it establishes that some people are born with specific personality characteristics that contribute to make them leaders, for example, integrity and self confidence. We also have the situational leadership, that is, when the leadership adapts to the skill levels of the followers according to a specific situation. There's a contingency theory that claims there must be the right leader for the right situation. The transactional leadership establishes that leaders may reward or punish followers in order to achieve a goal. The transformational leadership is where leaders appeal to followers' values and emotions to transform the way they think and approach their work or life. The behaviorist theory says that a person's leadership skills are developed and trained depending on the environment they were and are raised in. On the other hand, the behavioral theory is where a leader models certain behaviors for setting a good example so others can watch and follow. Finally, for the last two theories, we have the functional theory, that is, leadership based on a collection of people behaviors and group dynamics, not individuals. And last but not least, the path goal theory is where leaders set goals and smooth the path to those goals to motivate and drive performance. What traits should a good leader have? Well, an effective leader has the following characteristics: self confidence, strong communication and management skills, creative and innovative thinking, perseverance, willingness to take risks, open to change, level head, and reactiveness in time of crisis. For a leader to have success, it's important to learn two basic lessons. The first one is that men are complex and they are different. It is important to understand that human beings respond to ambition, patriotism, love of the good and beautiful, boredom, self doubt, and these differences and interests are not the same for every person. The person that shapes their human collaborators to achieve a particular goal ends up being a leader. So, a leader may not be the most popular, powerful, or colorful, but his achievement is the understanding of his coworkers and the relationship between their individual and group goals. Something that is very common is to confuse or misunderstand the terms leadership and management. It's important to know that, although they have been used interchangeably, they don't mean the same. A leader inspires others to want to work toward a vision. On the other hand, management is the oversight of the tactical steps required to complete the work and achieve some objectives. Despite this, leaders can be good managers and managers can be good leaders. Here are some differences between leaders and managers. Leaders establish a long-term vision, goals, and objectives, while managers achieve organization's vision, goals, and objectives. A leader motivates and a manager assigns tasks. Leaders ask long-term, big-picture analytical questions such as what and why, while managers ask process questions focused on achieving short-term objectives such as how and when. Leaders can have any title, their positions and responsibilities aren't always executive, and managers have specific job titles and fixed responsibilities. Now that we understand what a leader is and their characteristics, let's talk about leadership and education. When children have access to a good education, they have a higher likelihood of becoming successful adults. However, educators often face challenges as they strive to fulfill their mission to deliver quality of education to students. Some of the most common challenges that public schools face are insufficient budgets, too many students per teacher, student poverty, and poor student health. With skilled educational leadership, educators can overcome challenges with a solutions based approach that values innovation, inclusion, and diversity of thought. Educational leadership refers to an educational system approach that unites everyone under a common goal and a core set of values. It is most closely associated with transformational leadership, a leadership style that emphasizes positive change and growth and inspires workers to reach their full potential for the collective benefit of all. Educational leadership is important because it enables schools and universities to overcome challenges and innovate ways to deliver a meaningful classroom experience to students. An example of leadership in action can be found in the way schools responded to the outbreak of the COVID-19 pandemic. Educational leadership has often focused on addressing the needs of specific student populations or on making education more accessible to students with learning disabilities or other challenges. Leadership applies to all levels of academia, from pre-kindergarten through college. So, what do you think of this information? Do you consider leadership to be important for your life? Please let me know your opinion in the comments. I hope to see you soon in another